Mike's going for this fashion statement.
We are not in Savannah anymore. Hey guys, welcome back to those who glamp together. It's almost January and we haven't winterized yet, so we're going to winterize just to be safe. We'll still camp whether we're winterized or not, but there's a lot of new people out there that just don't know how to winterize. I used to be one of them, so hopefully it's as helpful for you. There's a couple things that you have to do first, and that's drain not only your fresh tank, but then your low point drains. On the Tandera, specific to the Tandera, we have two of those. We have a drain for the tank, which I think everybody does, and the low point drain. So let's go get those open right now. So our last rig, we had a little plug you had to unscrew, and it took hours to a little 1/2 inch to 1 inch opening. This is a 2.5 inch pull. So basically, just pull it. So while that's draining, I'm going to empty my low point drains now, and they're located right up here. And then Joni will need to go in and open up all the valves and make sure they're completely drained, so there's no back pressure, so we can get that done here right now. Okay, after that, after everything's drained, make sure you go back and close your low point drains for sure. Your fresh tank's not that important because really nothing's going to go down in the fresh tank. Our next step is to drain the water heater. Take our cover off. All right, so you've got this right here, which is your anode rod, and this is a pressure valve. We're going to remove the anode rod. I just got a breaker bar. This is a 27 millimeter socket, but it fits well. It probably isn't a metric you have a normal. And once this gets loose, we'll pull it out. We're going to drain it. That's what, well, for us it's only seven months, 6 full months of use, but I'm going to replace it anyway because we got new ones. And then once it's coming out, step back, release pressure up on the top side. This is why you wear rubber boots. So if you're new to this as well, go get one of these little devices. It's right on your hose. You can run it in and out of your tank and clean it out. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. There's a lot of buildup right here on the edge. I just want to make sure I get all the buildup out, all the little extra pieces. Finish draining. And then make sure you shut off your pressure valve. Okay, once that's finished, what we're going to do is now we need to bypass the hot water tank. And this is where it gets a little tricky. If you don't have a Nautilus system like I do, you are either going to have to see if yours has a winterization switch where you can switch it to winterize, and that will bypass it in your water bay. If you do not, and a lot of travel trailers don't, because we had a travel trailer prior to this and didn't have it. So my water tank, my hot water heater was under my sink, so I had to remove a panel, and as you looked in there, you had a cold water going in, hot water coming out. Both of them had a valve on it. You had to shut that valve off, okay? Then there was a line going in between the two. You had to open that valve, so that way it created a loop where it never got to your tank, okay? So that's what you'll need to do here. But if you have a Nautilus system like we do, we just have to go to the winterize, and we have to make these buttons look like that picture. So I need to turn the white, and I need to turn the red that way. So blue and white in, red and green out. That is our setup for winterization. All right, so now that we've got our Nautilus system set, or you bypassed your hose, your heater, you're going to need a hose that you got cut off. And I've got mine attached here, and we're going to use the antifreeze, and this is marine grade antifreeze. So the pink stuff is marine grade. Make sure it's marine grade. It's non-toxic. Won't hurt anybody. So you don't want to put auto antifreeze in here. That would be bad. So we're going to stick this down in. And so before you hit the pump, you want to make sure you shut off everything in all the valves inside, all your sinks. Shut that off. Is what this pump's going to do. It's going to suck this antifreeze out, put it in the lines, and then when the lines are full, basically, the pump will shut off. Then you go turn them on one at a time and watch the pink flow out. So. Our pump just shut off, and only used half to fill the lines. So we're going to go, Joni's going to go in, she's going to open up all of the faucets, run water through hot, cold, toilet, shower, everything. And then this will suck more out, and then when it's coming out pink, out of each faucet, the toilet, everything, then we are fully winterized. So you can see we almost used two full bottles. What we're going to do with the rest, we'll just pour them down the traps. Still want to keep the toilet seal covered, and we cover it with this so it doesn't freeze. We have a little in both, but I didn't want to suck it dry and run the pump dry. So really that's all there is to it, guys. Real easy. If you have any questions, leave comments below. I'll answer the best I can for your rig. And there is one other alternative. If you don't want to do it this way, you can blow out your lines. Now, these lines are rated at like 40 psi. You want to stay low, below 40 psi. You don't want to blow your lines so hard that you ruin hoses inside. So you can blow them out and then still get some of this poured in the traps, and you should be good to go.